right, ladies and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here. What up? ETM Hotel, Rennie Shawn, welcome in peace. My name is Shawn. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to Kofi Pieside TV. The follow-up, to the after show of Science with Shawn. I don't really expect not too many people to hop on, but you know what I'm saying? You had a couple people begging and pleading, and I ended the Science with Shawn a little too early, but I'm not gonna carry this on too long because at 3 p.m. Central Time, Kofi Pieside will be live and doing whatever it is that he do. Now he don't show up to nothing I do, but he will show up to present for you guys on this channel. He will be in the building this afternoon. We will finally see a Kofi Pieside on this channel for the rest of the day. That means at 3, he gonna be on here. That means when we come back and we do our destruction of Black civilization, we will see Kofi in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's war. It's a beef between me and Kofi going on right now. I just want to let y'all know that. Like, when I do a show, he don't show up. But when somebody else doing the show, he show up. I don't want to hear this here work stuff. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm retitling the name of this show. It's a new name of the show. The name of this show is Shawn vs. Kofi. That's the name. So y'all tell that sucker, source up or shut up right now. It's the after show. This where all the ignorance take place. Where you at, Kofi? What you scared of? Anyway, so this is the after show with Science with Shawn. And I put the link to the actual show in the description. I also put all the sources from the 12 show all the way to the FDA sources in the chat. I even put the links to our books, Killmonger's Corner, and the merch store in the chat. If this is your first time viewing this channel, please like this show, share this show with family and friends. This is the after show, the Science with Shawn, and yeah, I am going to get ignorant in this hour, respectfully ignorant in this hour. So if you got some friends that are interested in following up the follow-up show, we in the building. We in the building, and it's going down. You know what I'm saying? That's how we rocking. Yup. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Y'all act like I ain't got nothing to do. On the after show, then where y'all at? Man, and make sure y'all stay tuned, man. I'm not gonna be on here all day. Kofi gonna be back at 3. He, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be doing his thing. Now he ain't got no time to rock out with me, but he got time to do his own thing at 3 o'clock. So that's love, that's peace. It's all right. Calling him out, yo. Straight up. I'm on his channel calling him out. What up, Rashu? Peace. J God, peace. Keisha, peace. Vasa in the chat. Vyasa. in the chat piece. The link in the back. Link in the back. Yeah. Hold up, y'all. I'm sharing the show, and then we're gonna get right to it. So, for what up, brother Mathis? So, I don't know if everybody actually watched the first show, but for everybody that actually watched the first show, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever you got going on, feel free to share them. I did put the link in the chat. This ain't about me. We're just not gonna be on here all day. I'm gonna redrop this link again. The pseudo who wanted the link ain't even in the chat, yo. You know what I'm saying? The link is in the chat again. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. It's a whole lot of science. We talking a whole lot of science around here. Whole lot of science. What's good? The birthday girl back in the building. COVID got in the house. Straight up. Straight up. Say it with your chest out. Everybody wish Juju a happy birthday, yo. If you didn't say happy birthday to Juju, Julanda in the chat, today her birthday, yo. Make her feel special. Give her something to smile about. Give her something to smile about, yo. Straight up. Tell her happy birthday. Give her something to smile about, yo. All right, I'm dropping the recover. I'm sending a link out. I don't make you cry. You a punk? You don't cry? The hell is you crying for? Yo, y'all just don't realize I gotta go outside and jog, yo. Straight up. Sutek on the way, y'all. Y'all know he can't do a show without rolling up. Oh shoot, Juju on that beat. Juju on the beat.
A BB Fahodier.
Lafayette.
Can you hear me? Clear?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Tell CK I got some earbuds now, so I'm testing them out. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it.
Nah, no thing. Happy birthday. Yeah.
Yes. 45 times around that sun. It's crazy.
How many times?
45. I ain't no shame. I know. A lot of people probably weren't aware, but yeah. It's crazy. I'm so immature.
In the chat. I ain't talking to you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm trying to see the chat. I can't see it.
All right. So what you gotta do is you gotta look over on the right hand side and you gotta go to
Got it.
you
Uh,
got the chat right there, yo.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes, I got time today.
Yeah, I'm sure, yo. Sure you do. Sure you do. So explain to me and the people, your position regarding the vaccine and where you are with your research and things of that nature.
Me in particular?
You in particular, you the only other person on the panel right now.
Oh, well, I need some more people to come in, like Mika. I need
Nah,
Angie to come join this chat.
nah.
Let's talk about it.
I'm talking to you right now. I ain't talking to them because I'm gonna end up picking them off. I'm talking
Okay.
to you right now.
So, all right. So, Shawn seems to think I'm a skeptic.
No, I'm not.
Um,
No, I don't. I ain't saying none of
Let me
that.
talk.
You're
I'm
not.
being funny. I'm being
Nope.
petty.
Yeah.
I'm
All
being
right.
petty.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go
being
ahead.
petty. um, but also, I came into this circle of advancing scientific literacy and shedding my pseudo armor that I had created over a couple years because of the liking, and I have to give him credit, Chief X and Shawn. I always tell people that Shawn is like my handler in the community because he's someone that I follow, that I get some of my direct information as far as research or whatnot. And then I'll go back and read for myself and I'll go back and vet it for myself. Um, and Shawn knows very well that I'm one of those people. I like to also read and study the opposition. And that's what I do. And personally, I find that important to do. So you can, uh, get an accurate conclusion or come to your own truthful and accurate conclusion. And that's why a lot of times I say, I'm only here for the truth. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about no clout chasing. I don't care who knows me, who don't know me. I'm here for the truth so I can, you know, assimilate that information to my community where I live, because you have to start somewhere. And I stand on the square in my community to do that and bring forth proper information that's not pseudo filled. But I don't believe in white man science. There may have been a point that I've used that term, but when you know better, you do better. And what we have to remember is that science is an African invention, period. And once we start at the root, we can move forward properly. Um, I hope that answers your question, Shawn.
Yeah. Now, let's get it. Let's get into you wanting to study the opposition and um, you know, further your research as far as like trying to cross-reference sources and read the other side of the argument. So, do you read the opposition first and then come back and look for an opposing argument, a scientific argument, or do you um shoot, let me see. Do you just read the scientific argument first and then go try to look to falsify the science in your studies?
So, to be honest, I'm still infancy in refamiliarizing myself with proper research methodology. So I'm
Okay.
a nanoparticle. You get me, Shawn?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
um, in this, so I don't know if I'm always properly doing it right, but I'm learning. And when I do find out that I'm at fault, I'm doing something that's not accurate, I try to be self-correcting. I definitely am very open to criticism. So that's my disclaimer. I'll say that. What I will say, I don't necessarily go into it. Um, reading a scientific source or reading a non-scientific source and trying to falsify it. I don't necessarily go to it like that. What I will do is I will read. The scientific sources, of course, they have, sources that you can actually go to and, look at and see what they got it from.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I understand them, sometimes I don't. The ones that don't, and that's what I usually do, no matter what article is, scientific or not, I'm always going to see what their sources are. And then I'm always going to see how valid those sources are. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
how I'm going to disseminate the information. Um, but if something has some validity to it, you're going to see it in more than one place of in an area where they are respected. You're not just going to see it at one site at one time and nowhere else. And sometimes the media does like to play on words. For example, I've noticed that they've been using a lot of with the COVID thing and the trial participants. I was just thinking about this. They word it in a way like um, such and such happened while participating in the COVID vaccination trial. So they spin it to make it sound like, oh, so this person got this because of the vaccination. And that's what we think. But what they're saying is like during the vaccination, this person got this. They never confirm whether it was from the vaccination or not. That's when you have to like read and research. Same with the Bell's palsy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was like, we really have to tackle this information. Because even for me, I can be at fault to not totally vet everything, but it still needed to be addressed in our community because of what we're trying to do as far as getting people not to be fearful of science. Um, One of the things I've been saying lately, and we really have to recognize, is we're not dying because of science. Um, and I personally don't believe in bad science because if it's bad science, it wasn't never science in the beginning. You understand?
Mm-hmm. It was pseudo.
But people, exactly. Black people in particular, if you're one of those people that sit on that square to say that there's a conspiracy, they're trying to kill us, whatnot, this and that, or if you're just apprehensive because of Tuskegee, Henrietta Lacks, whatever it is, you have to think about it. We are not dying from the science. We're dying from malpractice. We die from racially charged implicit biases. And sometimes it's our own fault because of all that. And I'll say some of the post traumatic slave syndrome, whatever you want to call it, we die from denial because we just won't go to the doctor and get checked. That's
So
the facts.
when you say malpractice, right? Can you be
Yes.
a little bit more specific regarding malpractice? Let me give you an example. So let's just say, recently I did a Science with Shawn episode, and
Hmm.
we're reviewing this Muslim Aboriginal guy's work. We went to his
I
web.
saw
You saw that?
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't see all of it.
All right.
I was at work actually.
Well, oh yeah, okay. So we went to his website and we reviewed some of the products that this website offers and how much he's charging for the services. And
Hmm.
are you talking about that type of a malpractice, or are you talking about actual doctors who are accredited doctors who practice some form of something that could be intentionally misrepresented in science as well? Or can you break that down for us? Because he also says that he's a doctor too.
Oh, excellent. I like that question, Sean. I think that's an excellent point to point out. So, what I've learned from you, Ankh, and others, first we have to define our terms, right? So, how are we defining malpractice? I'm gonna
Mhm.
simply put it, it could be malpractice on both sides, whether you're a doctor or not. Like if you're giving out misinformation, if you're doing things that aren't, well, scientifically sound, um, proper research methodology that can be falsifiable, if you don't have accurate results and things that show those results of efficacy or whatnot, and whatever you're doing, that's malpractice. And I'm pretty much saying on the pseudo side of it, okay? These so-called self-proclaimed doctors, whatever. Um, and I don't want to say his name, but lots of people here, including Shawn, knows that I'm very much a Dr. Blank Blank, um, advocate. I had been, and to some degree I still am, but I also have to recognize the pseudo information, the misinformation, the danger um, in that philosophy of just believing a person without actually vetting their information thoroughly. So this blank blank doctor, some of his advice and information may have worked for me for things I was looking for, but can I, go through the community and say, oh yeah, he cured people of this, that, and the other? No, I can't and I won't. You know why? Because for me, there's not a sufficient amount of evidence. I've never spoke to a witness. I haven't seen anything documented to say. I haven't seen any other peer review or group or any constituents, colleagues, come to the forefront and really say this is what it is and show me proof and evidence of that. Haven't seen that, so I can't support that. But what I can support is real science and proper research methodology and things that will benefit our people and that are advantageous to our community. Um, I don't want no more backward sliding Black people don't have time for that. And so that's why I really had to look at myself and be critical about the things that I was doing as far as, the information I was getting, who I was getting it from, and how I went about it. So I hope that answers the question. Like, is
Uh,
malpractice on both sides?
yeah.
Medically, we already know. What I mean medically, well, let me explain that a little bit, is I mean mostly, some of the I mean, racially or not, just people aren't doing their job. They don't care about their job. They're not giving us consideration. And I'm a firm advocate of Black women advocating for better medical treatment. We actually do that here in Daytona in a couple groups. I support a lot of doulas. We advocate a lot for breastfeeding among the Black African community here. And you'll be surprised, a lot of women who have no clue. So yes, I'm very much involved in that and trying to reduce and teaching women, young Black women, how to speak up for themselves when they are dealing with medical professionals that they may think aren't sensitive to their needs. So yes, those are some other concerns and things that we're working on all the time. Sorry to be so long-winded.
Nah. So, you talk. We still want to stay right here where we are on malpractice. Um,
Hmm.
Malcolm, you late. I didn't see you on Science with Shawn on the Mossy. You owe me 50 push-ups. Uh, but so let's dive a little bit deeper into that, right? So let's be a little bit more specific without having to name names. So
Go
initially,
ahead, Shawn. I ain't gonna say it. You can,
no, I'm not. So initially, you were under the impression of remedies, treatments, and so on and so forth by these people that you felt was highly recommended for you, and that this was the way that that we needed to do certain things based on a way of life to what gain either health consciousness or sustain um, uh, your livelihood based on eating recommendations of people who were herbalists.
Facts. And just to clarify, my spectrum on the whole thing was very limited. I basically dealt more with the whole alkaline vegan eating, and that was pretty much it. And for me, it was more to address weight issues, and things of that nature. And at the time that I first started to get involved, I had comrades in the RBG community or constituents who are close friend of individual. So it was almost to the point, this is so good, I think, that I was almost appealing to authority and things of that nature, because this person is somewhat respected and, she respects him. I'm saying I just kind of followed her without really giving the information big consideration. But again, my scale was very slim. I was just dealing with alkaline vegan and veganism, and for me, I had been a Rastafarian for years, so pretty much was already eating ital. I wasn't a total vegan or alkaline, so it was kind of a progression from that. So me following the individual was just a slim thing and it worked, I lost weight, my skin got clear, I looked great. So yes, that worked for me. But we also know if you can go to science, he's not the sole authority. We know for a fact that certain things will work for you to lose weight and everybody's different. And there is a science in that individually. Just so happens that I fell on this and it worked for me, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't make him God, but you get what I'm saying.
So
It
let me help
definitely was a
you out because I think we all can attest to and admit that at some point we were caught up in this whole vegan era. I remember trying to resolve health issues for myself per se, like as far as eating healthier,
mm-hmm,
trying to lose weight because initially I was like 195 pounds and I
mm-hmm,
got on my ACL in football. So nine
mm-hmm.
9 years ago was my left knee. 6 years ago it was my right knee. Uh,
Damn, Shawn.
yeah,
So what
6
you
years.
trying? So what you trying to say, Sean? Because I weigh a buck
That's a
90
lot.
right now.
And what I'm trying to say is doing the things that I was doing, bro. I
You
need
saying I'm overweight, Sean?
Yeah, I needed to.
What's up? What's up? Peace, everybody.
Yeah, what else to tell?
Peace.
I needed to.
Alafia.
I needed to slim down because I thought that you know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the reasons why I was blowing my ACL is because I was trying to do way too much on my knees. I'm trying to carry weight because I'm playing a non-contact sport, but the position
Correct.
that I was playing was a contact position because I was
Mhm.
rushing. And you know, I got a guy on my left shoulder. I'm planting off my right leg, and
Mm.
I'm cutting with another leg, and it wasn't agreeing with all of that. It was boom, snap, pap, So, and I was doing it so much that whole season that everything that I did was natural, but one day it just went poof. And so I felt like, let me slim down and let me get back to something that I actually can control and benefit from, and deal with it from there. And then, so I looked at couple diets. I'm in the community now, so you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Your first thing, your community starter kit includes
Yep.
ancient Kemet, uh, Sabi, ancient Kemet, Dr. Sabi, and plenty of Seti and Polite. You know what I mean? So that was the starter kit. You feel me? Like that was step one, phase one. Um, no,
Facts.
I'm going with that. So I took that as boy. I took that as like, man, look, what am I doing? So I kept reading, kept researching. But notice if you studying ancient Kemet and you dealing with the Remech, you know what I'm saying? They're telling you blatantly in your face, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? In the Hotel de Nassau. They're telling you that they're giving offerings of beer, bread, chicken, beef,
Alabama.
alabaster. They own all the
Wow.
meat in the offering. They own all the meat, yo. So
What you
they
think
they
about this
like,
question, Shawn?
okay.
What
Who
you
got a
think about
question?
this question? Brother
Go ahead.
Mathis.
What would you?
Brother Mathis. Hey, I'm 6'2" and I weigh 194. Is that overweight?
Absolutely not.
Brother Mathis, you know you ain't
I,
overweight.
Man,
Stop.
that's underweight.
Yeah, your BMI is probably about under 5%. Stop it.
Right.
yeah, because
And
that height weight measurement is there, yo. So nah, man,
correct.
you good, bro. You good. But nah,
Same.
that
The
whole chemistry
same.
was that though. So we have to be very careful with all of that. And if we supposed to be studying Kemet and trying to, get into the cultural identity of ancient Kemet and so on and so forth, the damn offering formula tells us that we can eat meat. So it's a wrap for that part. But I just continue not to eat beef. So I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat turkey. I don't eat chicken. I just deal with the fish. You know what I'm saying? I deal with the fish. So I'm
So
back on
you're
it.
a pescatarian.
Yeah, so pescatarian that thing. Instead of vegetarian or vegan, I'm pescatarian that thing.
I'm a flexitarian.
Yo.
I'm no longer totally vegan. And Sean, I did it for the same thing. I'm a woman. I'm only 5'6", but I was like 220. And I was a corporate trainer. So I was on my feet all day
Mhm.
in the restaurant industry. And I could start to feel it. I played 4 sports. I've only torn ligaments. I never did tore any ACLs, but I started to feel my body. And, I'm older than what most people think, but I'm also very conscious. And I don't want to be grown old and be miserable. So it was a conscious decision to take off the weight. So I would be better, for myself physical wise and can be lasting. That was some of the transition. But again, once you recognize where your errors are, and I started to do the research and understand how vitamin absorption works and the importance of B12, because you do hear about it in the vegan community, but they don't talk about it like that. A lot of times they don't talk about it because they know that they have things that they are either advertising or telling people about that are B12 fortified. But they don't tell you that that's just mostly for the most part, 99%, that's a totally animal derived product, but it's very important for your neurological health. So um, I work in a vegan restaurant and I'm around a lot of that pseudo information. My owners and their 6 children are not vaccinated, um, and things of that nature. But with all that, I still do my best to provide proper, accurate, advantageous information without being rude and judgmental, you know, and things of that nature. So I
Yeah.
just start with myself and move forward.
Well, that's cool. I think that, uh, and I think everybody on this panel will agree with me when I say this. I think that Aunt gave us our life back, um, mentally. Uh, what,
Absolutely.
what I mean by that is that he gave you a gift, a tool that you could use to restore some of the things that you hone in on, and then the things that you held personal, you're able to maintain those things. And what I mean by give you your life back, I'm saying with the tool, he gave you science, right? He gave you science as a tool to help you resolve things in your natural world. This is something that can't that's always going to be around. He gave you back. All right, okay, you being told by certain members in the conscious community that you're the first people. All right, science proves that you are the first people, right? Then he says, people say that you know Homo sapiens sapien is this, that, and the third, which provides that backup and that you migrated out of Africa, right? And then he says, well, science corroborates that. Then he says what science doesn't say. You know what I'm saying? Science doesn't say that we gave the world everything the world has right now. What science says is that uh, culturally and traditionally we made achievements on the continent of Africa that were groundbreaking, but not everything evolved on the continent of Africa, and Juju fell off, but not everything evolved on the continent of Africa. However, um, the things that did, we can appreciate. The things that didn't, we can accept. So that's that portion on that. But Juju fell off, the birthday girl. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to line up with a couple questions so everybody can get her perspective. Plus, it's her birthday, so we got to grill her. We got to have her on for that and showing support. By the way, I know that old redhead dude in the chat. You know what I'm saying, with the little box fade or whatever he got. She's supposed to have some type of presentation that needs to be done on this channel because she owes us that presentation, little redhead dude, and we need to hold her to that. I confirmed with her before that she had that thing put together, and I think that she did have it. Now it's just about a moment of time and when she's going to be able to actually come on, present, and do what she need to do. So again, in a matter of an hour, the redhead dude who just commented LOL in the chat
That's
is.
me. That's me, Shawn.
Okay. I was about to say, boy. I was about to say. Uh, his old lady in the chat though. I seen her on here. I seen her on here, man. Miss Nelson. You know what I'm saying? I seen her on here. Uh, we, he posed to be. I need to let y'all know and him know that she owe us a presentation, Satel.
Who do?
Juju.
Oh man, I ain't studying Juju. I was on her butt all year about that thing, and she ain't
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
can't make you be great, Juju.
Yeah, man. So I brought I threw Malcolm the link. I got Malcolm on here, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep him on because I'm about to put the link back in the chat. We got Juju questioned up. Now that she gone, we can kind of deal with the other person who was calling for the after party and had so much to say. So we want to bring her on, and I'm gonna mute out, and I'm gonna let her get hers out. You know what I'm saying? She is skeptic also, so I want to pose the question. Come on the chat. Come on. What's taking so long? Click the link.
Who you talking about, Shawn?
Who you talking about, Shawn?
Man, Mika, come on.
Oh,
Come
She
on.
ain't better come on here.
she
Yes,
ain't about to come on.
yes, she is. She coming on here, yo.
They be asking why don't there never be no girls on here, but they don't never want to come on.
Yeah. See, look. Now she put her hand on her face and all.
Y'all pseudo, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the young lady that just went off?
That was
shared
Jelani.
some. Okay, yeah, we shared some common, common experiences. In fact, shout out to Kobe Price, shout out to Monty Clan Boys, shout out to Pseudo Killer, Common Mod Squad, shout out to the chat, Black African Power. And I agree with what you said about man. Has, for the community, kind of showed us how to balance out being African and scientifically literate. And so we do have to appreciate the brother. People may not agree with his approach, but I can understand his approach. Once you reach a certain level of knowledge, you get frustrated with your people when you're working it hard and doing that kind of research to bring the information. I can definitely understand that. But to piggyback off what the sister was saying, I too, I've been a vegetarian for 10 years, going on 11. In fact, I'm about to, I was just telling my wife today, I was like, babe, I'm about to embark on doing some fish, kind of work my way back to the game, because when you're doing those fad diets and things of that nature, which is typically common in the conscious community, we do these diets, we think it's African, we think it makes us more spiritual and African and all that other stuff, but you really have to study this stuff, because you'll find out you're becoming nutrient deficient. You're becoming a hypocalcemic, or you got a lack of B12, you got an increased homocysteine level. These are things that people should know about before they engage in these, what they perceive to be pro-African diets. I got a little brother who's been a vegan for 13, 14 years. He's doing good, but he does have to find supplements or find certain foods that do have the nutrients in it that is not finding in the food. So I definitely agree with her on that. And to let people know, hey, even despite my medical background, hey, I got herbs in the cabinet right now, man. I got my elderberry, you know what I mean? I got my turmeric, I got all that good stuff. But I do understand the properties and understand where the real nutrients come from, what we need on a day-to-day basis to maintain homeostasis. So shout out to the sister who just left the chat, left the panel.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I think she, Sister Mika, who feels that this is what she says, and she works in the hospital, so this is what she says. I'm not a skeptic. I'm just saying people should have choices and to do research. But Mika, my response to that would be that most people in our community don't know how to do research, right? They don't know how to cross-reference sources. They don't know how to qualify uh, certain sources, right? Because they Google at their fingertips, and then so they go to Google real quick, and then they find something that may, speak to their emotion, instead of actually answering their question scientifically. And then therefore we have complications in methodology because they don't know how. So we just can't say, I want people to do this, that, and the third. If they're not trained to do these things, they're going to come up with some of these emotional responses that they have towards certain subject matters.
I agree. That's biased research. We often research stuff to confirm what we already believe, as opposed to being objective and looking at both sides.
Right. So Mika says sometimes it seems like you're pushing. Absolutely, I am. I ain't gonna tell you that I'm not. I am. I am pushing. But ask me, what am I pushing? I'm pushing you to be scientifically literate and have proper methodology in order to come to an honest conclusion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So if I'm pushing, it's because I want you to know, not believe. When you're in the realm of belief, it feels good. When it gets uncomfortable, that's when you know you have left the belief stage and now you're in uncharted waters. It's supposed to be very complicated. Scholarship is uneasy. It's supposed to be complicated. So yeah, I may be one of the most controversial people for that particular reason. I want certain people. Well, I want people to understand. Like, man, look, I had this feeling too. I was in this place too, where I only wanted to just deal with things that made me feel good, and spoke to that bias. And then I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? There's something missing, right? What was missing was proper research methodology. Yeah. I knew Sutek or Satepinrod where he
So,
could get.
Shawn, I got you.
Okay, yeah.
Hey man, I don't give a fuck about the
That's a good one. Uh-oh.
local neighborhood barbers, baby. I got
Sutek,
All right, B.
Keep on pushing. But
We're gonna keep on pushing that mythology.
yeah. My bad. That's it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on pushing methodology on them, man.
Yeah. Also, UNESCO Volume 1. UNESCO Volume 1 is a research methodology book. Now, to Tottenham, they got a list of books. They got like 5 or 6 books on research methodology. They got historical, statistical. They got research designs. They got Sabre, the first one. Those are things that we actually need to go from there. So I want you uncomfortable. Period. Point blank. You have to be ready to be uncomfortable. That is when you're in the domain of trying to iron out and hash out the truth, right? That is what we have to do as a people, man. We gotta deal with that, and until everybody is on it. Now we know that we still gonna have people believe whatever they want to believe, but we ain't trying to get into their belief. We're trying to deal with knowing, and that requires a method. Yeah, so I got that methodology book. I got I got a host of books from him, but I use his works, and then there's other people in the there's other people that actually wrote about it. But we know Taka's lane is methods and statistics. He has his PhD in that lane. You know what I mean? So we kind of hold true to some of that. Now, once you understand that, then you'll find yourself researching a certain way, putting presentations together a certain way. You began to get a little bit better at what you're doing, and then you deal with a SAR Imhotep. The demonstration of a SAR Imhotep scientifically promotes the literacy level and everything else that we got going on with that. So you want to deal with that. You want to look at Diop. You want to look at Theophilo Banga. You want to get into that realm because they're demonstrating, right? They're preparing themselves to argue against the scientific community on every level. And that's the standard that Unc is trying to push. And the families, that's what we're pushing. And we got Juju back in the building. So Mika, you gonna join now? Juju here? You still running?
I don't want that smoke.
Uh-oh. Quote of the day. Leave it to Cinch your Hootie. Yo, nobody will ever forget the alien that he pulled out the night when he was talking to the Armorai Squad.
The alien mummy.
We killed a debate too, yo. When we put that book out, we killed a debate, yo. That was Kurt. We stayed quiet about that book for a long time. It got closer to that debate. The next thing you know, they got a book. A book? They only do the book. There's standards, man. Scholarship has standards. Look, your boy said he didn't do the PH. He put the Zay crazy. Juju, welcome back. We have Brother Malcolm on here too. Juju, you have any questions for for Brother Malcolm to the community. Brother Malcolm is essential. I think I'm talking about Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying, Brother Malcolm. But he's a frontline worker, right? So here we are. We got someone who's actually in the fight, right? And I don't think that he's had his say. He's tried to intervene several times in messiness on another platform regarding the pseudoisms of anti-vaxxers that was promoted over there, and that's kind of how he probably ran into us, So, man, ask him whatever y'all want to ask him regarding the fight against COVID-19, his experiences with the people in his community and area. Are hospitals really filled? I mean, all of those things that people have question about, he's at your disposal to ask.
A lot of questions. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess I didn't really introduce myself. As Shawn mentioned, I'm Malcolm Robinson, current resident in the city of Memphis. I hold a couple of professional licensures. Currently a registered nurse, former trauma ICU nurse in Region 1. I have not been practicing in nursing lately, but I am also, and I have been for 10 years, a state of Tennessee paramedic. Also a emergency medical supervisor with the fire department, Memphis Fire Department. So I'm a lieutenant on the fire department who work in the EMS side. So I'm all about the medical thing. I've done things. I brought the dead back to life, like physically. I physically taken people who were dead and shocked them and gave them drugs, IVs, oxygen, and revived them back to life. I delivered children. I was taking care of gunshots, taking care of infected people. On the nursing end, I've taken care of a lot of traumatic accidents. People fell off of ladders, houses, car accidents, giving all types of drugs. I've worked people on the ventilator, so I know about the science of the vent. It's been a minute, but I do, type volume, heat, all that good stuff, all the science I currently teach. As well, the Memphis Fire Department, I'm a national EMS instructor, fire instructor, acute cardiac life, advanced cardiac life support instructor and provider, pediatric advanced life support instructor and provider, international trauma life support, basic life support instructor, hazmat operation, tons of certifications. So I tell people all the time, man, look. I'm in the game. We in the game now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't some educated coon. I'm a student of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's where I came from. So, I'm an agent for my people. So I'm doing what Shawn. I'm going to get the information and bringing it back to y'all so that you can know what's going on. You can know what they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody that's here advocating quote unquote white science. Like, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not somebody who's not knowledgeable about the history of our people here in America. From 1619 and beyond. Even going into West Africa. I've done my DNA test. I know I'm a West African. I'm not an Abo. I'm not a Hebrew. I'm not a. I know about Paul Cuffey and Absalom Jones and the one Nisimus, Cotton Mouth, you know what I mean? Like, because people will get it mixed. They got all these certifications. Oh, he ain't nothing but a black man and white skin. No, I'm just a Negro. I'm a hood ninja from the hood who was about this science. I was a Steve Urkel at home. You know what I'm saying? And so now I wanted to, but my goal, my daddy kind of pushed me in that direction, man, is to use what I have to liberate my people. You know what I'm saying? I got Albert Einstein's biography. I know E equals MC squared. You know what I mean? Like, we in the game, yeah. We here, and we bringing you the best possible information we can. We're not here to try to force you to do anything. We're not here to, I'm not here to clown it down, whatever the case may be. But we're here to help, man. The information and the platform that these brothers got, man. Look. Shawn, man, I've been knowing about y'all guys for years, man. I ain't stumbled upon y'all for this back. Oh, no, I've been following y'all since evolution talk, since I'm on the ancient Egyptian tip. I done read the works by Sheikh Anthony Joke, Dr. Ben. We brought Ozra Quasi to Memphis 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Literally, he knows us on the first name basis. Shahrazad Ali. We brought Dr. James Small to Memphis. This is me and my little brother. This is what we do. So this is the type of dude that y'all have in the same establishment as these elite whites that you mistrust, and he's in there as an agent for you. The same way they infiltrated them. But not going too much of a rant, but yeah, I've been pulling up to some of these houses with some of my teams, and people dying from the COVID. They die from COVID-19, which is a disease that you get after you are infected with SARS-CoV-2, which is the name of this particular strand of coronavirus. So people are dying. The hospitals are packed down here. Not only that, I also wrote a pandemic plan. Not a pandemic plan. I wrote a pandemic plan. An African American, one of the top and the largest fire departments in the nation. It's not a conspiracy. This shit is real. People really dying. Hospitals are surging. It's hard to get a gunshot victim to the appropriate hospitals because those appropriate hospitals are filled with COVID patients on those floors and don't have the nursing staff members to staff those hospitals because those nurses took flight out of the city to go get those $120 an hour job. It's real. And I'm arguing with black people about wearing masks. I'm arguing with other medical professionals about wearing masks. Because there's a certain science that they don't know. They don't know the science of the N95 and surgery. They don't know the differences in the They don't. All of us don't know the same thing because some of us have more education in certain areas than others. You know what I mean? So.
We appreciate
it.
Nah, Juju, it's your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Before we end, man, we're gonna let you get the last word because the redhead dude is on the panel right now. And, you know what I'm saying? He got something in store for everybody in about 45 minutes.
Got it.
I changed the time. Go ahead. I changed the time. Go ahead.
What you changed the time?
Just go ahead, man. I didn't know how long this was gonna end, so go ahead. I'm good.
Nah, and we was ending soon anyway. We ain't had nothing to do with that. You better change the time back to 3.
We was just bored.
Oh no, y'all good. Happy birthday to Juju.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate the love. Absolutely. My final word would be, science wins. Everybody needs to remember that science is an African invention. And let's just be diligent in our pursuit to help create African centered scholarship and agency in science and technology. That is the only way we're going to evolve. That is the only way we're going to progress and move forward. And that's all I have to say.
Anybody else?
I guess even though I just had a long rant, just I guess to give a little bit more background, my youngest brother is a pharmacist. He'll be administering the vaccine. Y'all feel? He is a pharmacist. We ain't going for that you finna come in our neighborhood and harm our people type. We ain't doing that. That's not how we grew up. We ain't rolling like that. So, and I'm saying it in hopes that people are more comfortable with the situation. I don't expect, me personally, I'd like to give people as much information as possible so you can make an informed decision about your health. But the science is real. And Shawn was right. In so many words, what he was saying is you can't popcorn this information. You're not going to, everybody want to eat a senzu bean and turn Super Saiyan. That's just not how health and science work.
Facts.
There's a process. you're going to have to study. You can't get away from that. Like, it's called a discipline for a reason. Doctors get paid. My little brother, they get paid humongous bucks for a reason, because they showed a discipline towards a certain subject for X amount of years. And companies saw that and said, well, this person can remain disciplined, but I can count on him. So when you're studying, you study for your health. You can't microwave the information. It's just not how it works. I think they call it McDonaldization in social science. So that's all I had to say.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here.